So if you have Yerushalmi Ma'asros article holds for addition we're in Daf Lametesam Ralph, the fifth line down, last word letter in the word line is Zebra, and then it's Rabbi Shimon Lakish Amar. In the Vilna it's on Daf Chaf Alpha and base, the fifth line from the top as well, Shimon Lakish Amar. It is in the Kabbalah Resh Lakish Amar. So the Mara says, "Mishlakish Amar afilu chaver shishlach chaver tzorech laaser." When a chaver sends another chaver, the makabel has to send it has to be has to meiser. It's not considered to be uh, uh, um, assumed to be meiser because most people whatever is sent to them is not it's a mechanish, but it's not the batches of olives are made to be squeezed. The shoots are made to be planted. And linen, the flax, mostly don't eat the seeds. So this talking about the previous Gemara, where it said, Shel Chavero, I said, Shel Chavero Atanin, Mishislin, about Tzei Pishlan, Lo Echad She'asa Ba'adai. Shkein Derech Miyad, Mishal Chavrein Tavolim, Abid Dvarim Alolu. Which I thought was a separate Gemara from the statement of Rish Lakish. That's why Andy yesterday ended, but it's not. So it says that even these a chaver has to a chaver these even a chaver will send to his friend not meiser, and therefore the chaver the recipient has to meiser them. Chevraya said, really? Nicha amaretz chashud. Okay, fine, amaretz is chashud, but is that true? Also chaver mi chashud. Harkei kach. Rabbi Yosef said, "Chia amaretz." The guy between lavka chaveru. So he says, listen, we rely on them for Truma. The Maya is only on mites, right? And here, evidently, the Makabel has to also take of Truma. Okay, so this is an exception to the rule because it's so distant from our Malacha that he's not, we don't, the Chaver won't take a Mises, and Amar is not even going to take of Truma, right? Then it says, Kamar is going to be Truma, Lav, Chaveru, El Kiddush, King, Nogum, Neom, Lil Shah, Chavre, Tvolim, Dvorim, El Let's see how many people send these things as tevel, and that's why there has to be trumas at tight with those trumas and misos. Now we got to the next part of the Mishnah, which talks about somebody who uproots turnips and radishes from inside his yard and plants his friend's yard. That if it's being done for the purpose of zera, so it's chayav because that is the goren. So we're talking about where you have the levis. It's not well. Let's see more. Tanya, okay, she's selling b'tok shelo. Somebody uproots shoots, stalks from inside his own yard. Lit on zera to plant them for the purpose of zera. O the hefker o b'chutz laretz. Or it's plant them to make them hefker. In other words, they should be like a resource for passers-by, for any, for such like. Oh, but chutzlaretz, even though he grew out as a but he's going to replant them chutzlaretz. Oh, machal goy, it's a sound to goy. Harei a chayiv lohitz laser. He says take a meiser. Can't say, well, the empire's going to be chayiv meiser anyway. What do you want from me? So the it says because nevertheless they should see me they meisers because they're causing a loss to meisers. And the fact that you're going to grow things jump out from a meiser, when I sock it to you now, you have to make some meisers. So it says Gemara v'lo shania ben zera ben hefker. It doesn't mean anything. You're going to replant it for the purpose of seed or for the purpose of hefker. Is that so? Why is that true? It doesn't make a difference. Ben Tam and Tzina, we learned over there in Mishnah Peah. You have to pay up, but you're exempt from Meiser until you do Miruach. So we're not concerned. If you're mafkir or whatever happens, as long as there's no actual Miruach, you don't make your Meiser early in the process. So why here would you be Meiser early in the process? Because Amar Achain, you're saying we make the moment he uproots them. for another purpose. He has to be mice them. So Tamru Mavkir Alako. There he since he's mafkir altogether, and the banim are going to have free access to whatever is being mafkir with the word mechayv. Mafkir gidulin, but here he's not mafkir everything. He's mafkir al gidulin. So there again, there in the Mishnah Bay was mafkir everything immediately. So by Yosa and Chalim Hamukayvim. But here is mafkir only what's going to grow after he replants them. And evidently that means as opposed to the primary parts which he'll leave for himself. So Chacham are not makel in terms of the Ski of Maisa. Vatani, and this is actually supporting evidence, not a question. Tani Chutz La'aretz. It says Chutz La'aretz, Shani even Iker L'Gedulin. So it says Chutz La'aretz, and there we have to say there's an the Iker L'Gedulin because Iker is definitely Chayiv because Gudin Eretz Yisrael. Opposed to the Gedulim, wherever it's going to grow in Chutz La'aretz, right? Ka and Lo Shania here we shouldn't make a difference. Lo Shania ben Iker the Gedulin. Why will we not make a distinction also by somebody who plants for Hefker? So the Gemara is answering is that I'm not sure. I just tried to say I'm not sure what he said. I'm not sure, therefore, what I just said. So I wrote aside the Gemara. It seems that the Yerushalmi here is going like they said over there in Peah, that anything which grows normally, you don't draw a distinction between the Iker and the Gedulim, as opposed to here where you're planting again. So the Gemara there in Peah, the Mishnah there in Peah, is talking about a case where unless you pay a party, it says Achim Arech. In other words, you're mafkir in the middle until you do miruach, it's potter, and if you don't do miruach hefker, then it's hefker, it's potter. But here, it's not true. Here, even you make it hefker, only make it hefker after you uproot it and replant it. Oh, not so fast. But that's more of a ruse. We're not so happy with that. And that's what I say. But tiny chutz la'aretz, shani hiben equally gedulim. It's different, right? It's different. It's the same. The ikar is here. The gedulim are going to be there. Lo shani equally gedulim. Here's no different. Here also it's different. So therefore, we said no, that you have to be mice of them before you do whatever you do with them, even going to be mafkir in the end, because in the end, right now, about Yerushalmi, you have me put them in the stage of hefker, and the hefker is at some later stage after it's replanted, and that doesn't count to exempt you from mices right now. The case in pay is different because you made hefker right now. It's a question whether you're going to be acquired from Ruach, but in the meantime, it's going to be potter as of now. The Gemara goes on. Al daite the Rabbi Shimon Lakish, the Amar Tevel Bata Barov Nicha. According to Shimon Lakish, who holds that Tevel it can be Bata Barov, so it's here the Gidulim of Hefker, which are Rab, which are become the majority when you replant the Shasidim. So they're Mavato, the initial Tevel. Died to the Rabbi, and therefore the Mechayiv and Meiser. Well, actually, there it makes sense. I should say, I made that wrong. I said that wrong. It makes sense that the Mechayiv to be Meiser before he replants it, because by replanting the heifer, you're going to be Mafkia, take off the Iker Chiyuv of Chulas Meiser, which existed on the Shasilim before they replanted. So Rabbi Yochanan du Amar, who said, Ain, that tevel bata barov. The tevel's not bata barov. Why would make you take up mices before you replant it? Yam den shiagdil. Wait until it grows again. V'yaseh lefi kula. Do mice accordingly, as if it's kula tevel. So if you have a meaning that if you have another tevel in order to take off meiser, so then you take off minei because whatever was already taken off, truma specifically, is now null and void and disregarded because all batal in the new, fresh, so to speak, unadulterated tevel status. And in any event, the main point also, additional point, is that I'm afkir from meiser because you can mice it anyway later on. What's the issue? So on Neymar, which is like not like an inami here, it means that, or maybe you can answer it. Means like they can answer it's Krabi bought. The Amar said mapping the table should nikba to our Torah. Where's the mother's Rabbi Yochanan Shimon Lakish where the table's butter or not? My table which is table do raisa. Have the table should be divram, but table means rabbanan. Amma Maiden, everybody agrees, Shatevo Bata Barov. So evidently the reason why it's somebody very according to Rasu is because it's vegetables. The Chazanish is because it's not Nigma Malachta. And Tevel is Lav Dafka, which really is the key to understanding everything we've been saying in the past couple of minutes. It's not really talking about Tevel, it's talking about the status vis-a-vis Tevel. Because everything here is Tevel. This wasn't Meiser. The type of tevel which is prior and afterwards. So in any event, again, that the tevel is bata barov, and therefore whatever chiyuv there was originally is now bata the new chiyuv. Yeah, it was tevel before, now it's tevel after, a different kind of tevel. So it's a different kind of tevel, so that's why Chachamim said, you know what? We're going to make you take a meiser because otherwise it gets too confusing. If you're going to think you mean vatal tevel, can't be vatal tevel. We're going to make you the first since you're mafkia the first give meiser before you replant it. You have to actually take off the meisers according to its current status. Okay, that's it for today. We'll stop here.